Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? After a long winter's, oh man, it was cold this morning. It was at least 60 degrees. 60 is freezing to me. 50? No, I'm leaving. Some of you guys have got to be in -0. The thought of that is not good. 0 out, and I want a big plate of fruit. I can do that. But how are you all today? I hope you're enjoying these videos. I think we might have a no-show this morning. If that is the case, then I will do the lymphatic video. I did it before, and it's like number 2 or something like that. But I'll redo that one, because I think we really need a lymphatic video as much as possible, because the theory of the allopathic community holds no water in the way the body dumps its cellular waste, and therefore you have to relook at that. And even some of the things we know in science are assumptions, and I'll get into that, and theories, and they speak of it as factual. And sometimes when you just have to cut through that pseudo-factual verbiage, if you will, and look at it as, does this fit in the gloves of creation? Does this fit in how life works on this planet? Does this fit in the way the body needs to perform and operate? Because in all performance and operations, there is always the consumption and the elimination, always. And so you have to, we have the nutritional side. That's so simple that to have dietitians in this world, it freaks me out, as if there's something that about nutrition that's special and you need to have schooling for and all this stuff. And no offense to dietitians, but unless you're into raw foods, you're not much of a dietitian, because raw foods is the key. Nobody cooks their food before they eat it. No animal on the planet. No animal drinks milk after they're weaned. All these facts are simple, obvious, and yet man breaks them all. And it's, not even, it's just something as simplistic as understanding the species that the Homo sapien belongs to. And you don't even have to intellectually dig it apart. Just look around in nature. I mean, I just find it's, man's mind is what's got in his way. But I want to thank you all again for your lovely comments. It really keeps us pumped here. It keeps us moving, and I love you all too. Let me tell you, if I don't mention your name or get to you, I'm still thinking about you. I love you. Trying to get through these. So today we might have a good chance. We'll see. Now, this is Gail Biggin, and she was back in the class. Thank you for this. I had got a big laugh out of this. I thought this is pretty good. Since animal consumers outnumber vegans by 95%, the World Health Organization estimate of overpopulation should not be hard to reduce. The laugh. That was funny. We sometimes think people could eat bad and get away from it, and get away with it. Those of you that have very strong genes are those that do that. And that was much more evident back in the early 1900s, 1800s and back. But we have such a toxic planet now. We have these jerks that are running all these governments are just so far out of touch with reality. I don't know why people in all these countries elect these people that just have no clue about what farming is or ever raised on a farm. No one should be president of the United States until they spend a couple of years on a farm, and really get their hands dirty and throw up some hay and really dig in. These guys, they've never probably done much of a day's work in their lives. And in terms of physical labor and understanding what the average person has to deal with. And yet, and this is all over the world. It's not just in this country. And then they think they know better. And I have to laugh at those that are in the economics of America right now. All these guys, there's all these economic majors and stuff, and they're all stupid as rocks. No offense, but look at where we're at. You know, they're out of touch with the human. And then, of course, the misapplication of the federal income tax laws has really messed everybody up. Imagine 1/3 of your paycheck that's going to the IRS is going because they're ripping you off. They have no law behind them that allows them to do that if you're not engaged in a federal income taxable activity. So it's kind of sad that your government in the states are stealing 1/3 of your money just because they like you. Oh well, okay. Now let me see here. This was an interesting one here. This is Lucy in Israel, and I love you guys. Thank you so much, guys. Keep it up over there. You guys are kicking butt. Real proud of all you guys in Israel. I'm real proud of all you guys everywhere. I was reading the one about Lithuania and the neurologist in Lithuania. You know, these people are the same kind of people as the politicians. I mean, when someone's getting curative value in especially your neurological cases, which is the most difficult, even if you're a medical doctor, you should, and particularly out of the States. I remember I was doing orientation at a hospital once, and there was a medical doctor from, I think, Lebanon or somewhere. And me and him were talking, and he said, yeah, you medical doctor. I said, well, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a naturopath. Even though I'm in the hospital here, I'm still a naturopath. He said, well, the medical doctors in America, they're capitalists. In my country, medical doctors who are humanitarians. He said, I've traded work for chickens and all kinds of things. And I said, I love that kind of thinking. You know, I said, that's what naturopathy is about. We give and we help and we do everything we can. We like to think ourselves as humanitarians, not capitalists. That was kind of funny, you know. He was from Beirut or I just can't remember what country, but somewhere in the Middle East there. And I thought, how interesting a perspective, my friend. And he hadn't been in the States long, so it's like, didn't take long to get there. This question from Lucy is about my 2-year-old diet. She has a 2-year-old, and since I decided to cut out almost all her cheese and chicken, no kidding, Lucy, dump that crap. This is a little 2-year-old, Homo sapien. First of all, a little 2-year-old shouldn't be doing any dead animal tissue, and cheese is going to just clog up his poor little lymph system. So yeah, you wanna ditch those real quick if it's available. Get your fruits. So this is the time that brain and nerve growth is vital. And you've seen cases that we've shown you on this, that fruits, and those that are working as healers and practitioners, you'll see that only the fruit level has the power to regenerate the human brain and nervous system. And it's amazing to see that. I've done this 40 years, so I'm very aware of neurological issues. That's why we threw this chiropractor's wife up there, and just to show you the power that can happen. And we've seen neat stuff all the way down. These poor people that are in wheelchairs or frozen, stiff, and this, that you can undo these. You can undo a frozen body. How about that? That's pretty cool. I've just tons of cases. Some we have videotaped. This one Lou Gehrig's case I was telling you about was this not frozen stiff, and you could see her unfold like a flower as the days went on. It was beautiful. Filmed that. So someday maybe we'll get a hold of that film and put it on this site to show you. She's the one I was telling you about, that the medical doctor ordered like 500 cc's of water every hour or so, and basically killed her, drowned her. And by the time they called me, she was gurgling already, and it was like, what in the world? So I figured that's how he felt he could eliminate somebody's suffering that he decided. And but it was going to be a great case. This case would have made a lot of interesting viewing, considering where she was, and the court just dumped her in this halfway house. It's been really hard to figure out what to give her. Don't let it be hard. Fruit, 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 fruit. Applesauce. fruit juices, fresh. This is a growing little 2-year-old. You want brain, you want nerve, you want comprehension, you want strength neurologically, strong emotions, build muscle. So you could use some greens if you wanted to, green drink or something like that. Wouldn't do too much in the vegetables because she's only 2 years old, and vegetable matter to me isn't of value to small children as much as the fruits and berries. The fruits and berries, fresh, ripe, most powerful nutrition on the planet. So really, that's the perfect diet for this little. Get her used to loving the fruits right now, and you'll have a very smart and a very. But remember, though, there's going to be detoxification even in 2-year-olds, and the small children love 104 and 105 fevers. And you just have to. I like to cool them down to 103, but I don't like to break them. Not the idea of breaking a fever for what reason? Why does the body have a fever in the first place? And so this is important to understand that your skin is your largest kidney. That's your largest eliminative organ you've got to cellular waste / parasitic, of course. This month she has been living on apples, pears, strawberries, cucumbers, avocados, raisins, rice cake, maybe one whole spelt pita a day. Boy, this little girl is shooking. For her preschool lunch, olives, a bit of rice, some fresh pecans from our tree, water. Well, that's pretty good. That's a lot of food. So, yeah, I mean, that's all good. I don't know about rice cakes, but, a little treat for the kids, absolutely. But most rice cakes to me are like puffed white rice or something. I mean, it's okay, but you might, fruit and berries make nice treats too. Figs, dates, nice treats. Banana chips, maybe. Dehydrated your way. Now, all kinds of things can be given to children that are nutritive and add to their growth, their strength, and their awareness. So, you're doing good now. Yeah, good. Keep going, All the children need to go back to the raw, and then we'll get these genetic weaknesses out in a few generations, and everything's good. She's always been on a very quick, picky eater and refuses to eat anything else I am willing to give her. My question is that a sufficient diet for her now? Absolutely. I mean, that's plenty of nutrition, but lots of fruits and berries. My other question is about oil paint. You know what? You asked me about oil paint. She's asking me about the lead probably and the toxicity of oil painting. She's an artist. You know what? If you're involved in a toxic modality or a toxic art form in some way or a way of life that you're doing that you enjoy, keep your body clean. That's all I can tell you. Is do a lot of green drinks to move the lead out, particularly a lot of parsley and kelp. These are two big things that everybody should have on their list is parsley and kelp. Alfalfa, of course, excellent for that. So any really dark green, high chlorophyll green drinks would be excellent for that. And, of course, your fruits and berries are the top detoxifiers. And keep your body clean. Move that lymph system, get your lymph system cleaned out, and live a clean and healthy life. And then whatever you bring in terms of breathing or on the skin will be detoxified right out of the body, back out. It's only when the lymph system isn't moving well that everybody stays home. That's the problem. All these toxic compounds that we're consuming, oil elements, they can be detoxed out of the body, but the problem is most people's lymph system isn't going anywhere fast. Kidneys aren't filtering. So whether blood and a blood dump's going to dump itself into the lymph anyway, just to clean itself. So it's the lymph system that bears the brunt. This is why I like hair analysis over blood or urine, because that's the problem. All these toxic compounds that we're consuming, or elements, they can be detoxed out of the body, but the problem is most people's lymph system isn't going anywhere fast. Kidneys aren't filtering. So where their blood and a blood dump's going to dump itself into the lymph anyway, just to clean itself. So it's the lymph system that bears the brunt. This is why I like hair analysis over blood or urine, because very inaccurate at determining these heavy metal levels, obviously, because you have a lymph system 3/4 the size of the blood. Actually, you know what, 3 times big, more than the blood. So you're going to have a lot of waste in the lymph system. And that's the one to keep clean, and then it'll clean you. It'll protect you and clean you better. The problem isn't with your immune system, which is your lymph system. It's the problem with the lack of filtration through the kidneys controlled by the adrenals. And therefore, all this sewage backs up, including anything that's ingested, is not going to be able to be carried out of the body. The blood doesn't do the cleaning. You can't, the medical doctors think the blood does everything, and I find that stupid thinking. Stupid. There's no way. You don't see it in life. Your water pipes is not your sewer pipes too. I was a builder for a lot of years, and I'm going to tell you, counties like to separate the sewage from the water, and any way they can give you a little gadget, if you will, so that nothing backs up even in the water. Okay. So have fun with that. Absolutely. I mean, you have to cut yourself off. What do you think about wireless internet? I don't know. I think the airwaves are so full magnetically. You have all these channels now, all these radio, TV, you have all these wavelengths in the air. And I think this is why some people are going to go nuts. And those people that are too much in their mind might have a hard time in the future on this planet, because the airwaves, so to speak, are loud. But if you're dwelling in the noise of spirit, or in the essence of God, you're sheltered from that somewhat. Now, this is I love your name. Who changed their name? Frugivore Juice. I love that. I love that. Frugivore Juice. Was that JG? That was good. I love the Frugivore Juice. Definitely. And listen, I want to your response here to neuron interface, neuron interface, part 2. Anyway, you're going back and forth. You were right on, and this is exactly my opinions too. So you were right on, my friend. I feel just what you said here. This is how I look at things. It was really right on. Blueberries, just very powerful food. If they're a little acidic, okay, but it's a really powerful food. It's like men and women. There's all levels. There's men that are very feminine, and there's women that are very masculine. And the same as it is in chemistry. You have all levels of acids and all levels of bases. The problem is that when you get too acidic or too base, find out doctor's view on peak oil, whether oil is actually a fossil fuel or an abiotic self-regenerating compound. Well, everything does have consciousness. Can the human race continue its dependence on our current energy sources, or is it necessary to create reliable? Well, I'm a Tesla freak, so I thought Tesla was really cool. I have a friend that the government plucked him. This was under the Bush. Plucked him, and of course they can pluck private citizens without any reason. So let's continue the Patriot Act. Let's continue giving the power to the government, the people that are insane, and so they can pluck those people like me or someone else out of society and hide them away in fusion centers or wherever, and pretty much do what they want. We could keep giving the power. See, we give so much power to the government that now they're giving themselves their own power, more power to themselves, more power, and it's like, well, that'll happen until the people stand up and start kicking some political butt. And this is the problem. It's like this cop. I'll never forget this cop that went and sprayed pepper spray. Has that cop got some bad karma? He's going to get his butt kicked. But he needs it, Souls got to wake up here, and maybe there's going to be some tough love coming for some of these souls to wake their butts up. Let me see here. This is Miss Lorian Panda. I love those flowers. It's beautiful. Dr. Jensen was a flower lover. I have tons of photographs of flowers that he took. Just Just beautiful flowers. He was a lover of beauty and color. He wrote a book on color. I don't know if you all have that one. It is natural to get your wisdom teeth removed. No, and I'm with you on this one, my dear one. Don't pull your teeth unless they need them. All dentists say that. Oh, if you don't get your wisdom teeth out, it's going to crowd your other teeth out and all that kind of crap. If you don't need your teeth pulled, don't pull them. That's crazy. I understand their thinking, but do not. I disagree with it. Don't pull your teeth out. They're good. Your teeth are good. No one's blocking everything. What the heck? That's a little money maybe for the dentist. JG, so you're not the one that is Frugivore Juice. I love that name. I reckon you start with, oh, thanks, JG. Let's see. Oh, Bo. Thank you for amazing. Let me see. It might save my day. Well, lots of loves and hugs to you too, Bo. You know what? That's why we're doing this. And that's why I thought I might have to shoot that cancer video again, because to tell you the truth, I mean, I've said this to you before and I don't want to be so redundant, but I don't see what the medical doctors claim. I don't see it. We see the opposite of what medical doctors claim. So I don't think they're going to want full disclosure and exposure. You know, that wouldn't be too good. I think the AMA is treading on a very thin line, because it's almost like once the public wakes up to this, there's going to be some serious issues happening to that group, because this is serious issues of what's going on. This killing machine is way out there right now. And there are some good medical doctors out there, but there's a whole bunch that are just narcissistic people that are doing things to others that are unreal. Some of these surgeons are just nutcases. They're doing stupid things, just like you met Tamara, and tying her little baby's stomach around his esophagus because he was throwing up. Where in the world? I mean, those guys should have went to jail or something. I mean, that was like, where does that fit in the annals of love and beauty and health and wisdom and I don't know, but yeah, good advice, all you guys. But this is why you're all here, in my opinion. This is why I'm here. We're here to rise up the consciousness and show those that are sleeping another way of life. Some of them it's hard to wake up for some people, and some people are snoring pretty hard. Might be hard to wake them up. But it'll happen in the time that creation wants it. You know, we're just here in the moment to give love and health and wellness, and that's our job, I think. And I think there's nothing more worthy than to help others feel better and feel good and get their feet on the path of health and wellness and driving down the road to Belleville. Don't ask me to pronounce your name. That is unbelievable. Zshayyla. Wow, what a name. I'd love to know what it means. I've just had my 4th surgery last month for the same issue, which is ovarian and cervical cysts. Oh my God, honey. And during this last surgery, they found that I had endometriosis. Well, no kidding. Basically, I will continue to have the severe pain, cramps, etc., and the only alternative they have is to put me on hormonal medication, or Lupron. These are, Lupron is a testosterone blocker, and I'm sure these other ones, which I've never heard of, are estrogen blockers. Lupron is what they give males for prostate cancer, and actually can accelerate prostate cancer in the long run. Initially, it can help, but then, bam, because it's an adrenal gland suppressor. To stop my menstruals to avoid the endo. The only thing is I am extremely scared to take the medication, especially the Biaz, because some of the side effects are sudden death, stroke. Well, I probably would be too, sweetheart. I think I would rethink my position on that one. Oh, but that's acceptable to have a medication on the market that has the potential for sudden death and strokes. FDA, what are you thinking? You know, you boys at the FDA think you're so smart, but these are the times where I think the citizens of this country should start holding you responsible for allowing this sort of thing on the market. And you have the audacity to come after us for herbs and supplements, and you allow stuff like this? I'll tell you, you boys need to spend some time meditating in a jail cell somewhere. You know, if we have our way, things are going to change drastically. This is sad, sad, sad. Here, take this drug. It might kill you real quick or give you a stroke and pretty much do you in, but you need it. I just love this. So basically, so if 1 million people got killed last year from allopathic procedures and drugs and hospitals and stuff like that, let's see, how many is that a day? Is that frightening? Whew. I think we've just gotten so complacent in our world that we accept that. And the FDA is willing to accept that as, you know, for what? For the good of the people, because of the rest of the drug, say 10% of a drug has the potential to kill you, but 90% has a chance to, well, there's so many other side effects. So if you look at maybe the percentage that could help a symptom a little bit is 50%. Long-term use of drugs, of course, creates so much cancer and lymph suppression that if you added that on, it's just a nightmare every way you look at pharmaceuticals. You know, there's a couple of them, I agree, that are helpful and essential in times of need. But homeopathics have the same issue with no toxicity to them and no deaths and things like this. So homeopathic should be the key factor in this country. Europe learned that years ago. Germany, all these people went homeopathy. Portugal. So you have the allopaths, but you have major homeopaths and naturopaths, and just a big difference there. Neuron interface. Thank you for your hard work, and thank you so much, Neuron Interface. First, blueberries are listed as acidic. Yeah, I think this guy was answering your questions there. But when something's a little acidic but really good for you and packed with nutrition, who cares? Because the bulk of it's probably going to give you an alkaline ash anyway. How big of a difference in detox and regeneration does organic versus non-organic produce make? Well, organic is obvious. Much more powerful. Hydroponics more powerful still. Ocean ponics still more powerful than hydroponics. Ocean ponics is the way we need to go on this planet until we refurbish our soils, and then we can get back and have some decent food again. But I don't know how far we are away from farmers waking up and people thinking, wow, our food source isn't too good. Right now they keep eating in restaurants and fancy food places and stuff like that. And I remember Shania Twain and her husband at the time, Mutt, invited me over to France and then Switzerland, and they were very, very lovely people. Eileen is such a sweetheart. Mutt is a good old friend. But she would take us to all these top chefs, top French chefs of the world, and their restaurants. And they were pretty cute places, but I didn't really find one French chef that knew how to cook vegetarian worth a hoot. And I did say cook. Let's see, how big of a difference. The book says tea is a good alternative to tinctures. Tea isn't a good alternative. It's a cheaper alternative and a good alternative, there's no question. Even when you boil tea, it's got power. Remember, you boil roots and barks and things like that, and leaves and flowers, you just steam them because they break down real easy. You don't have to overdo those. But your teas are real powerful. Well, even with this tea of ours, the Heal All tea, I have a lot of testimonials from people out there that have cured themselves of cancer just with the tea and a little diet change. Some people, this one herbalist had a basal cell. They took the medical people removed it, and it came back as squamous. She used the Heal All tea 5 cups a day for 2 weeks, and we got a letter from her. We don't know who she is. She said, I have no more squamous cell cancer left after that. And I don't believe she even mentioned changing her diet. So I thought that was pretty good testimony to show you the power of these herbs. I mean, herbs are great. We all, pharmaceutical companies, all of us need to hold hands and start walking toward the herbal factory and get new farmers growing organic herbs. And I mean, and planting fruit trees. Quit these dairy farmers. And, I think we've got a couple of Amish dairy farmers to convert, but let me see. Should teas be from fresh herbs or packaged dry products? Fresh herbs are always the best. I mean, if you can get fresh herbs and take them, they're always the best, but you got to be careful because some of them are very potent fresh. That's the ultimate, in my opinion. Everything is ultimate fresh. The animals would have the fresh side of this. But in a world like ours and using it to help people, you have to dry them. But you can see even in a dried state and even cooked, they come around and help you and love you and heal you. How could you beat that? I mean, you could take Lupron or some other testosterone or estrogen inhibitor and kill yourself. Whew. You often say not to worry about calories or deficiencies. Well, yeah, why would you? If I were starting on a 100% fruit diet, would negative experiences be from detox and never from deficiencies? Well, there's no really such thing as deficiencies per se. Your body, someday maybe we'll sit down and have an interesting conversation of the reality of chemistry versus magnetics, and really, do you need any chemistry at all? If you looked at one level as a chemist, the world is just nothing but chemistry. And as I said before, from the physicist's viewpoint, all the world is nothing but frequencies of electromagnetic energy. So as long as you're getting energy and you're consuming constituents etherically, do you really need to eat more mundanely? Now, a lot of you are experiencing this to some degree. Some of you are telling me, I just can't handle vegetables anymore. And a lot of you have said this to me already. I just don't like vegetables anymore. I just don't feel like eating them anymore. You are now at a high level, and that is incredible, because that's exactly what I experienced. It's like, why would I want something like vegetables that are hard to chew? They don't no taste to them. Okay, no, give me those fruits, because that's where all the nutrition is. I don't know where we are, but I can only tell you that you'll get to these high levels where and then when I was mono eating, I didn't want anything else. The oranges I had plenty of nutrition. Wasn't deficient. I was nothing. So scratch deficiencies and put either malabsorption and utilization problems. Utilization of nutrition is the next step that most practitioners need to realize. Adrenal steroids are how most of your minerals are utilized, but which one? Calcium. And where does calcium utilize from? Parathyroid gland. So once you understand how the glands work and what their job is, then there's so many steps. So I don't get a deficiency in calories. Who cares? How many animals do you know think of that? Is this going to give me enough calories for the day, Mom? What do you think? Man, it's just so funny. Would I never have to worry about deficiencies? Never worry. If you're worried about deficiencies, get our superfood blend and suck it down. You could. There's more nutrition than 20 animals get in a day. But it isn't about nutrition, is it? That's a piece of cake. There's all levels of this. What is it about? What is man's problem? Besides all yeah. Lymph. Lymph. Don't forget the fluid that is 3/4 of interstitial fluids that deals with the acid side of chemistry. That's the gnarly one. Hi, Dr. Morris. Can you please explain to me the protocol for adrenal exhaustion? Whew. Well, let me see here. And how to heal them, especially if they are atrophied. Ooh, that's not good. I've been getting mixed, meaning deteriorated. I've been getting mixed messages from some docs to take glandulars, B vitamins, minerals, meat to heal them. Oh, God. Well, glandulars are meat, maybe in its own way, but if your adrenals are that bad, I highly recommend glandulars. I do. The problem is which glandulars. So we've got some hot sources here. So we are going to offer you some of the best glandulars, because we're going to start making our own. And they're going to be nothing but the best. And because when you've got atrophied or decayed adrenal glands, which you might think that's far-fetched, but I can tell you the young people almost are coming in with these degenerative adrenal glands. Oh yeah, I had one boy in here yesterday, poor little fella, couldn't sit still, blood pressure 80 over. Now, I haven't even got into his kidneys or cleaned him up a little bit. He's probably going to see 70 over. That's right. It's another ADD, ADHD case, and it's just common. And this is that not only in the youth, it's in the teenagers, it's in the 30-year-olds. See it all the time. So I definitely use glandulars. I like my adrenal formula because I like the herbs in there for building the adrenal glands. So between herbs for the adrenal glands and the glandulars, you're at the top of the mountain. B vitamins, don't waste your time. Nothing else is out there that's at this level, a performance that can make those adrenals regenerate. What would be the other thing that would be key for you to do? It would be to get those kidneys filtering, wouldn't it? Now, the adrenal glands are there, and they affect that's for sure, but you really want to hit the kidneys with kidney formulas and lymphatic formulas, because what you want to do, if they're decayed, the reason your adrenal glands are decayed are why? It's right. It's not the blood flowing through them, is it? It's the lymph not flowing through them properly. And that's all the kidneys. It's funny how that is to me, is that originally probably the kidneys got beat up with the proteins, which then affected the adrenals. And then, of course, the adrenals went down more, and then the kidneys went down more. And then now we have both kidney and adrenals down. So yeah, it's a mess, but we can regenerate. The body's an incredible regenerator, and so you guys learn the secrets, and that's what I'd do. I'd get that lymph moving in your body no matter what. Get that lymph, because the adrenal glands have a lymph system in them just like any other tissue, and that's what breaks them down is the acids. Same thing as the thyroid, the same thing as the heart or liver, same thing. So you really want to hit on those kidneys and the lymph system, and at the same time use a glandular. And if it's really that decayed, you might have to suck down some glandulars at a pretty good level. Meat to heal, I don't get that. While others say they healed going raw with no glandulars. Well, that's possible. There's no question. It's possible to heal that with no glandulars, and I would respect that. Going to be a while. You know, that's all I can say, that glandulars definitely cut the time that your symptoms are there. They really inspire the function of the adrenals. Someday maybe they'll be more incorporated with stem cell and stuff like this, and you can really rebuild some adrenal glands faster. But right now, not so much. But you just hang in there. Raw foods will rebuild the body. Could take you a lot of years. That's why I use the herbs and why I use the glandulars, because it's a fraction of the time it would normally take you in just eating a raw food diet. And a lot of people will not stay raw foods for over 5 years. I think I was 10 or something, but you just can't. I've revisited all raw many different times for extended periods of time, and then that stress going this and doing that and doing traveling and do this and this and this, and it's a world at large. If you're sitting in a cave, no problem. No problem. Or in a Volkswagen camper van out in the woods, no problem. Have you had patients heal their adrenals going raw with no glandulars? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, hello. Time. We have a lot of great people out there. People in the Radhaswami, they don't do any meat at all. A lot of vegetarians don't do any meat. I respect that. A lot of good rock and rollers out there, real strict, and that's okay with me, totally. I don't care. Whatever you see, but hit those with the herbs at least. Because if you don't use herbs and you're just doing fruits and vegetables, don't get mad, but you're going to be a lot of years trying to rebuild that. It's just the way it is. We're going to do this lymph video maybe here in a minute, and I'll try to get into, what extended periods of time your lymph system, what happens to it under years of acidosis. Okay, don't be confused. The KB. Oh, that's right, the KB. I haven't talked to you in a while, have I? Now just relax, you'll be okay. The KB. Oh, that's right, the KB. I haven't talked to you in a while, have I? Now just relax, you'll be okay. If you don't want the glandulars, definitely get the herbs, I'm telling you. Especially if you have atrophied adrenals, take you a while. But make sure that they're atrophied. And the only way you're going to really know is either ultrasound or have an iris work where we can look at your eyes. But I can tell you that most, not all, but most adrenal glands are at least chronic, maybe on the light side of chronic and then going all the way into chronic. And yes, I do see some degenerative adrenals in people, and this is not good. These glands are everything to you. Yeah, I am totally sure that you are telling the truth. I don't know who you're talking about coming in video. I'm taking all the notes that I can here. This is Rosalind. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you, honey. Milk Mannon, The Raw Truth is the best Christmas. Yeah, The Raw Truth, good video, man. Thanks, STR8 Indian Hair. Thank you for that comment. I love you too. Raw Crave. Ah, I love that one. Just received your book, The Detox Source Book. I can't wait to read it. Thank you, sweetheart. Raw Crave. Love your name. Just love that. JG. Well said, JG. Kelly. Cayenne pepper is an irritant. You couldn't have said it any better, JG. I still, I know Richard Schultz is into a lot of peppers, habaneros, and stuff, but I'm telling you, you'll irritate your mucosa. And the more fruitarian you are, you can forget peppers, you can forget onions, you can forget garlic, because you're going to find them to be pungent. You know, it's just it's a change. There's a major change when you're at these high levels, and you'll see that and experience that. And so that's. Yeah, but it helps you to see where truth is and where we are, and some of the illusionary ideas and concepts and theories that people have about that, like the vegetables over fruit theory, and you know, meat to heal glandular weaknesses and crap like that. Drink all the water you can handle, and all the fallacies that are out there. You know, use sulfur compounds to heal, that kind of crap. But right on. Thanks, JG. Good man. You guys are just so freaking smart. I love it. I just love doing this. I love talking to you guys. I love this. You're helping so many people, you guys. You're proud of yourselves. Really be proud of yourselves. You know, you're the God people of the now, and this is vital. Every one of you are vital. Those in Israel, those in Lithuania, those in Sweden, those in Germany. All of you guys are the lights of the world. Let me tell you. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated. Yes, you're against a brick wall in a lot of places. Just keep chipping at it. Keep giving love. Keep dropping things. Keep going on yourself. Forget about everyone else. Do it yourself. And then let the others go, oh, wow, look, you're looking so good. And, oh, look, I have all kinds of energy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, you do? Well, you know, sometimes you got to do it like, oh, okay. Yeah, I've been around. Yeah, okay. You know, make them drool, like, raw, what do you mean raw? You know, make them start asking, you know, just drop the little tidbits, you know, you're doing it for yourself. Don't let anybody waver. You're focused down the highway here. Yeah. Girl gone biggin', Kelly, huh? I want to know what Dr. Morse thinks of two things for adrenal fatigue. Cayenne pepper, no way Jose, and Corfir? I don't know what that is. It's kind of like, that's nothing like yogurt, like kefir, is it? I don't know what that is. Used a dose for 3 months and her adrenals were healed. Yeah, you know what? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. I'll have Drew look that up, but I mean, if it's an herb or something, okay. This, I healed my adrenals in 3 months on anything is a little eyebrow raising. Rosalind, thank you so much. Today is the day off. I am up since 6:30 just to take time to listen. Oh, thanks, sweetheart. Thank you, sweetheart. Keep going, Rosalind. Keep going, sweetheart. You're doing good. Hang in there and just keep plowing that field, sweetheart. Appreciate your viewing the videos. Thank you all for taking your time out. You have my humble love for doing that. I appreciate it. Oh, this is a new lady, 04116MKRN. Are you an RN, honey? Dr. Morris, thank you so much for making videos. Thanks, sweetheart. Thank you. You're the best, too. Oh, good. I hope to see you, Marie. I hope to see you there, sweetheart. It'll be fun. We're going to have a fun class this year. We're going to tear them apart. Problem is, you guys are getting too smart for your own britches. Yeah, I'm really proud of you guys. Obamacare is better than no emergency care. There's only a small percentage of Americans that think of health in this way. I don't think in this lifetime we will wake Americans up. Nah, I don't either too much, honey. I mean, a percentage, those that are ready, okay. And maybe that's all we're here for, is those souls and those lights that are going, anybody out there to help me? Yeah, here we are. We're here waiting for you. Let's see. I live in San Fran and watch the restaurants filled with people eating pizza and sugar. Yeah. Yeah, so do I. I see them all over the place. A lot of people aren't getting it. Yeah, I know. You got it. But you know what? At any given time, the masses isn't the way you walk anyway. It's always that little shop in the corner down the alley, and some maybe old Chinese guy there has got a little elixir for you that'll make you feel real good and make you wake up. I always said sometimes you don't find God in the pretty classy church on the corner with the high steeples and the beautiful stained glass windows. You'll find it in some little old man on the street that just says one thing to you. and you wake up and you look around and that person's gone. I've had that happen to me a lot of times. It's like, uh-oh, they got me again. Because there are a lot of spiritual beings helping every one of you guys. You must know that, don't you? You have a lot of spiritual beings. I walk with a lot of spiritual beings, and there's a lot going on out there. That's all I can tell you. Helena, la 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 la. Thank you so much, dear one. Thank you. You have made the case for healing so powerful. Thanks, Frankie. Thanks, appreciate that. I hope so. I don't mean to get over too much, but man, I tell you, every day the stories keep abounding, and it's just sadder as the day goes on. I want to have this as to maintain your U.S. citizenship. Absolutely. Great series of cancer vids. I hope you like the cancer video. I have not reviewed it. I felt that I might have been a little too strong in places, but I tell you something. I'm being pushed, and we're out of time. Let's go. Get moving. Don't play around. And the analogy of Jesus in the marketplace always hits me. And there's a time where you have to stand up and say, that's it. That's it. You know, I'm living in the now and enjoying the ecstasy, but as a messenger from all life, that's it. You're way out of balance, and that's the problem. All these people, the FDA, the government, they're way out of balance. They're trying to choke us all with regulations and stuff, and basically they want to put everybody out of business. Obama would, I don't know what he's thinking. This guy is pathetic. The pathetic man. Too bad. Much love to you. Much love to you all. Helen, thank you, sweetheart. I just said in Lithuania last month. I am country contact for chiropractic, and this is the one I was telling you about. And I showed this video to the chief neurologist of that country, and he said it was my opinion only. Michael, hey man, how's your woman? What am I going to tell you? Either medical doctors get aboard or they're going to be left in the dust. And people are going to turn away. So if they want to live in their narcissistic worlds of we're the only ones that are right and everybody else is stupid, then they're going to, people are going to turn away. And that's the best thing. Oh, no. Excuse me. 1 minute. 132, nice. Let me see here. I'm sorry about that interruption there. Is that the point? How to still manage to do things in this mode? Well, you're going to find some interesting things about working in the now, like self-discipline issues. There's a lot of things that come into play as you continue to be in the now. Memories, interesting. One of the hardest problems I have is remembering names, because I don't really focus on people's names. When someone comes in, I know them. I know them deep within themselves. I know them physically. I mean, I don't care what they're called, their bodies. I'm with them. And so that's a hard time. That's why we have a staff to remind me people's names. Because when you work in the now, one moment is gone, the other one's moment, and it's really hard to explain to people what that's like. So when you can keep the now and keep using the mind over here for memory issues and, maybe, creating some things you need to create. You got to keep that around. That's why you can't totally be here and have full God consciousness at the same time. I can just tell you, you just won't stay here. And even close to the God conscious states, you won't stay here. Those have just had simple out-of-body experiences just to the astral world doesn't want to stay here. If I took these people and took them above Satnam or the soul plane, you'd have to pry them away, because you just, it's just so powerfully beautiful and full of joy and ecstasy, and there are no words. These words are nothing compared to the intensity of the experience and the love and the overwhelming. I don't even know how to say it. Hard to get back here, and so. That's why you can't handle too much, even out of body. You can't handle too much until those cords are cut a little bit and you're freed up of some of the lower bodies. So real tough. I don't know what to tell you. These are other levels that are hard to explain to people. When you're doing fruitarianism, you're doing in the now work. I'm telling you, you're sitting on the powerhouse. You're sitting on the rod of power, basically, and you have to be careful because you can, it's overwhelming, and you got to remember balance. I had to balance, and this is what's important to some of you that are getting way up here. Is balance, because you can get, look at Dan, he went way out there and he got a little out of balance, so now he's taking time balancing out and everything else, and just what you got to do, or you can get out there and lose communication with this world. I know couple people that just don't do well here anymore. They got out of balance, and I don't think that serves any good for anyone. So I think no matter what, that's why I don't judge anybody, because we all have our own issues of that balance. And so we got to always remember the highest level we need to be at, or we need to use to get ourselves where we need to be. At the same time, spiritually, the consciousness is opposed to thought and desire and things. So, all this is a major growth and expansion in areas that you remember, but yet, trying to be here, strike a balance, take care of the kids and everybody, and maintain a God-conscious state and do all these things. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Stage Bennett. Of course, you suddenly booked 5 months out. I know. And with the way it's going, we should soon be scheduling appointments 1 to 2 years. Well, I remember in Portugal, I always did a television show when I was there, and it was a famous show in Portugal. And this man, it was a medical show, and this guy was a famous actor or correspondent, and we became good friends. And the first show I did, people didn't realize you could cure cancer so easily this way, and I'm not using the word cure disease, by the way, and so. The television station had 5,000 calls a day, minimal, and I filled up the day timer of the nature path there that brought me over there, Baptista. I filled his day calendar up for about 2 years straight, because we had the show was viewed by 250 million viewers. So that's the sort of thing. We're changing this around. Jennifer's going to start counseling. She's been counseling my practitioners and stuff and helping them with their clients, but she now is going to have to step and start taking on. So we're going to change that, because there's no way I can handle this. But this is also why I'm training you guys. I want you guys to be the healers too. I want this world to be full of us, no matter what. There's no ego there. I just want everybody to look at this higher level. It'd be nice walking down the street and with joy and namaste to everyone, and have that back. It's just hard at these very opinionated, low, narcissistic levels to exist when you're a spiritual person, because it's just so, don't know how to describe it. So keep working on it, 1, 3, 2. You're kicking butt. You all are kicking butt, no matter the struggles and the works, and you're walking down the right road. Keep it up. I'm proud of all of you guys. Same thing, Stage. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. And you're asking me if I'm increasing the amount of days and hours you work? No friggin' way. I'm going to retire. What do you think I'm training you guys for? The local newspaper brought a young man in here one day with stomach cancer, and they'd just gotten him back from Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, diagnosed with stomach cancer. And they wanted to do surgery and remove 2/3 of his stomach and blah, 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 blah. The newspaper was wanted to do a story on this. the difference between allopathic and naturopathic. They had heard about me, and they wanted to do a story, and they had a friend of the editor's that had stomach cancer. So Moffitt gave him a guesstimate of $95,000 for these procedures and chemo and whatever they were going to do to him. So the editor brought him in to me and said, this is such and such, and we've heard about you, and we'd like to, to have you do the natural thing on this young man, and we'd like to observe this and write a story on it. So on the 56th day of this young man's diet, I had him mostly on grapes, of course, but other things. But I knew I was being observed by the media, so I thought, well, we'll accelerate this guy's health program. And so on the 56th day, he fell on the bathroom floor, paralyzed, couldn't move hardly, and he started throwing up black, skunky, stinking matter, and at the same time, out of his bowels, started oozing black matter. And his caregiver, his girl friend, called me up and was telling me this. I said, just leave him there until he's comfortable and he quits throwing up and everything, and then clean him up and get him to bed. So about an hour later, he starts to feel better, and she cleaned him, got him to bed. And so I talked with him that afternoon, and he said, about an hour or two after I got to bed, he said a power came into me like a God force came piling into my body. I've never felt so much energy in my life. He says, what is this? And I said, you just had a major cleaning in your body, all this black, skunky matter coming out of you. And I said, my guess is you're not going to have stomach cancer anymore. So on the 59th day, we sent him to a medical doctor for diagnosis, and he was diagnosed cancer-free. 56 days. Not bad. Not bad. So the local newspaper did a front page story on their newspaper, and I was working till midnight, and it took an hour to get an appointment because the line was so long to get into us that we were working till midnight 7 days a week. I worked hard all my life, so I'm a bit needing a break. So you guys are helping me great. I'm listening to your comments, working with each other. I hear Facebook, you're kicking butt. That's why I'm training you guys. JG, Goose Moose, I don't understand what your horse's problem is. Your comment was coded in rhyme. I'm wondering who you're talking to. This is Goose Moose. Not surprising that your horse won't eat fruit. Horses are herbivores. They are designed to eat grass, not fruit. I remember reading what she was saying. But basically, I think she was saying that, horses will eat carrots and horses will eat apples. My horse loved carrots and apples and sugar cubes. She was right. They love sugar cubes, salt licks. They like all these things. But in a natural setting, they wouldn't be eating them. This is true. But when a horse breaks in and we give him an apple, we know it's not going to hurt him. Now, if we gave a horse a piece of meat, we know we could hurt him. That's the difference. And so, yeah, we live in a world where here, horse, try something a little different, but it's not the bizarre difference that a fruit diet would be if you start eating meat or drinking milk or eating grains. We already give grains to horses, and I don't know why. We didn't our horses too much because we like to race them. So we gave them alfalfa. It's well known in farming alfalfa is a superior plant, more than wheat. Well known. This is an interesting name. Jesus Terforwis. Wow, what are those? Is that cheese sticks or something? Oh, a little gnarly look a pile of something. Or is that what came out after you ate cheese? Just kidding. Cancer is a money-making machine. No kidding, brother. I'm telling you, look at, so slick now. You see all the pink ribbons. Look at the power that they've gotten to get people to donate and the sympathy that they've generated for breast cancer. Now, the problem with that is they still make people full of fear. They rake in money for research. It goes in the same people's pockets that don't have they're never going to find this miraculous cure because it already exists. It's just simply reversing how you created it. That's all cancer is reversing how you created it. It's that simple. And so I hope that we change these things, because my passion is with those that wake up with a tumor and they go to the medical doctors. That's where the mistake is. You don't go to them first. You go to them last, because I guarantee you, if I can't, or one of those healers that are at our levels can't help you, then go allopathically. No question. You never go to them first. That's the problem with our society. We're going to the allopathics first. That's where you get hurt. You want to go to naturopathic, homeopathic, or the natural health people first. And if we can't get you at this level, you're in deep trouble. That's all I got to tell you. If you can't overcome your problems doing this, you're in serious trouble, man. That's all I can tell you, because you're at the top of the mountain in healing. There is no magic elixir floating around out there. I had to give up on the raw foods for a while. Oh, see, a man on YouTube with leukemia responded with a statement after I told him about eating raw fruits and veggies, adding hemp seed to the smoothie. Quote, I had to give up on the raw food for a while. As much as I want to lose weight, I have leukemia and take chemotherapy for it. Now imagine, you've got leukemia, all right? You've got blood cells that have been damaged, and you're taking chemo right into the blood? I mean, I'll have to tell you, that's the top of stupid. Top of stupid. How many people get leukemia from chemo? Thousands. I just showed you a little baby the other day, 10-year-old young girl, died from that. Look at her, bloated, skin burned off. But we might save one or two. Ugh. Yeah, this guy's lost, and I am not allowed anything raw. I can eat veggies, but they must be cooked. I can eat fruit, but it must be processed. The reason for no raw is because, let's say a customer picks up a banana and puts it back on the customer is sick. No matter how good I wash that fruit, I cannot decontaminate it unless I cook it at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, this breaks my heart. How cancer patients do anything these Vicky, honey, sweetheart, isn't it amazing when you wake up and you start looking at someone that just, what this person just said. Now somebody had to tell this poor soul this, and that someone steeped in stupidity, steeped in it. This person has no idea what causes cancer. You have to cook your food because you have to decontaminate what? If anything, put more bacteria in the blood, you know? But this different type of cancer, leukemia, but I can tell you the lymph system is always involved in most leukemias anyway. If it's a bone marrow or a spleen, what's breaking down the bone marrow? What's breaking down the spleen? What's affecting white blood cells? Blah, 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 blah. Matter of fact, if you have high white blood cells, good. I like that. If you have low, don't like that. I don't like low red or white blood cells, but if you have too many, good. We'll clean you up, get your lymph clean, and everything's good. If you have low and your bone marrow's breaking down or your spleen is breaking down, you're in trouble. You got to repair it. Chemo doesn't repair anything. It breaks it down even more. So this poor soul is in trouble, walking down the wrong road. Ooh, I might not have a no-show, so I got to do this lymphatic video. Goiter. I did talk about this yesterday, sweetheart. It's in there for you. Goiter. I did talk about this yesterday, sweetheart. It's in there for you. I'm starting a juice fast in the coming weeks, mainly because I want to start trying to conceive a couple of years. Boy, you are one smart lady. Rachel, really, I love how you think. You're really a good spiritual person. It's just what you want to do. You want to get yourself healthy for a couple of years before you have children. That'll assure that you've genetically remembered a lot of cells. This is just nothing but smart on your part. I am 27, 5'7", 280 pounds. I'd like to be below 200. And this will fix your adrenals because remember, this is going to be an adrenal issue with you as well. Maybe a little thyroid, who knows, but definitely adrenals. We cannot keep passing weak adrenal glands. We're getting down to the point where very low filtration of the lymph, tumors all over the place in kids, cancer already in a few-month-old babies. No, we gotta wake up real quick here. But ideally closer to my normal range weight. I am going to purchase an Omega masticating juicer, and I actually purchased your. Oh, good. My main concern is that I have very irregular periods, and of course want to work on that. Pituitary, irregular menses. Work on your pituitary, sweetheart. Other concerns are thinning hair. Oh, I already went over this yesterday. I already went over this for you. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. There was our lead to the brain and the pituitary, the thinning of the hair, the dandruff, blah, 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 blah. I remember going over that one yesterday, yes. Yep. My heart goes out to the fireman who wants to detox, however, also maintain his body for a job. This was a female. This is the female fireman, stocky little girl. But I felt for her. She really broke out all over the place, you know. I am doing the same thing as a warehouse worker, lifting weight all day. Yeah, man. Well, you know what? If it's what people don't realize, if you get past a certain point, the fruits will make you stronger. The vegetables will make you stronger, and you'll be able to do more work and not get tired. How would you like to work hard all day lifting things and sit at the end of the day and go, well, I'm bored. What can I do now? I had a guy once, and he wanted to touch that fruitarian level. So I said, okay. So I pulled him all the way up there. So I had my clinic by a gym one time, and I was in there early doing paperwork and stuff like that, and this guy walked in. I said, hey, how you doing, man? He said, well, I've been to the gym here at 6 o'clock this morning, and I just got through running 5 miles on the beach. I said, my God, already? He said, yeah. I said, well, man, I tell you what, you're going to be whooped. He said, oh, no. He said, you know, I went out and ran 5 miles, and I quit because I was bored. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I do want to do this video on the lymph system, so let me kind of bring this to a close. Hopefully I'll finish this up this week. We're closed tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. We're closed actually till next Tuesday. So everybody needs a break around here and everything. So hopefully we'll get this up today for you. But I don't think you're going to see the lymphatic one. It depends what how Chris is doing out there. RM, I want to go see an iridologist. Is there anything I should know about choosing a good one? Better yet, do you know of any in the New York City area? You know, I don't follow along with iridologists very much, to be honest with you. I know we need a really good association probably and really follow along with that. I really don't, tell you the truth. I'm so busy in my own little cubbyhole. But I don't know how to tell you about if there's a good or bad one. I tell you, there's all levels out there. There's good ones and there's bad ones. And I don't know. I can tell you this, if it's German iridology, don't go. It's my opinion. But to me, a German iridologist just does not have the level of expertise that you would get studying American iridology and stuff. There are differences. One of the biggest differences is that the eye patterns are set and they don't change. And I find that way out there in Stupidville because I do nothing but use the iris to change, and Dr. Jensen just used to laugh at that all the time. I can just tell you, we've talked extensive about that. So that's why I'm not real happy with, I won't mention any names, but who's using Jensen's work right now. You don't defame the old man, and that's what you're doing, and I disagree with what you're saying out there. Pushing people to German iridology and shutting off Dr. Jensen's books and everything. I just don't agree with what you're doing there, dear one. You're insultive. 303, hi Dr. Morris, you're right. In Search of the Miraculous. I know it is a book. I read it years and years ago. I used to love philosophies of all types, Nietzsche, Watts. Of course, Watts was a newer guy, of course, but I always liked Alan Watts. Loved all. I can't even remember half the people I read. I've read so much through my life, Seeking Truth. trying to understand where truth is. Where is it hidden? And I realized, wait a minute, I am the living truth. And it took me a while it took me in the now to get that. It took the Eck Masters to help me, and J. Krishnamurti and a few people to realize, where is truth really? Where can you go find it? You can look high and you can look low. But in reality, who's the looker? And that's where you find truth. Let me see. It's by, Ouspensky, about some of Grudoff's teachings. I read them too. Just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who shares their experiences. I do too. I want to say a big thank you to all of you too. This is a good channel for learning, and I respect every one of you and what you've read, what you've done, and this is just, I love sitting around with people that have higher awareness, and we just hash things, talk about things, and everybody accepts, let's go, boom, I did this, do that. I just love that. That's the way it should be done. This is a good example. This channel should be a good example for a lot of people in terms of their health and how the interaction of all the subscribers are, and I just think it's really well. If there's a disagreement, okay. I don't know it all, that's for sure. But I know what works in health and spirituality. I mean, HAWAIILIVIN, livin'. Hawaii living? How to cure eczema. My friend has it and only eats fruit. What's up? Is it a liver issue? What dandelion juice would dandelion juice help? Well, dandelion definitely is an adrenal kidney herb. If you're talking about dandelion leaves, the roots are for the liver, hepatic, and probably a little pancreatic. But this is just a lymphatic problem. Skin problems are probably some of the easiest to clear up there are. I mean, some things are fairly easy to deal with. Now, those of you that are more chronic in eczema or psoriasis, you're going to be a little while, but never seen anybody not get it. And if you reverse how you created it, you'll get it. And that's why I like the herbs that tell you the truth, because it's like this person, I don't know how long you've been on fruit, but it can take quite a while to get rid of things just on foods. I think that's the magic of the herbs. Paul Twitcher wrote a book, Herbs, the Magic Healers, and I thought it was a very apt title because it's just what it is. They're magic healers. They're magic, and nothing to be feared. These are, you guys are seeing when you started wearing the robes and getting the herbs and getting on them, you go, whoa, this is kicking my butt. Yeah, that's what they're there for. They really do well. So get into the kidneys, get into the adrenals, get into the lymph, clean up the bowels. The liver's going to come clean. You can take a liver formula for a month or so, sure, clean it up. But they're always related skin problems with liver, and I don't know why. But you can clean the liver up, of course. Your skin is lymph. See, there's a lot of confusion in that sort of thing, like the liver's a big detoxifying organ or something. It's a chemical transmutation factory. Major chemical transmutation factory. Your lymph system is an entirely different system using the kidneys as the eliminative organs. Remember, wastes have to get out of the body. What do you think the skin does? Why do we sweat? We've got to move things sometimes out. You don't keep everything in your house, all the dust and all the byproducts of skin and everything else and skin mites. You don't keep everybody around all the time. No, you clean every once in a while. Yeah. If you were eating raw, your body would go through natural cleansing cycles. You'd never know a thing. In the Now, 1776. You guys are killing me. I love your names. Yeah. Aloha, I recently found your channel here and love the information and the health you are. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome aboard, Mike. Yeah. And just started to read you, but thanks. I appreciate buying the book. I really do. I love all you guys. How about doing a video on the UCC? Oh, you're a smart one. Hey, Doc, what would you consider a black dot? Oh, I went over that one, too. Oh, good, I went over a lot of these. Repost. I know a lot of people donating their plasma twice a week. What effects can it be on your system? Oh, this is Bound for... I haven't talked to you in a while. Bound for Idaho. Hi, honey. I don't know. The sad thing is that we know the answers to help people refurbish the blood, fix the spleen, clean the lymph, get the kidneys filtering. We know how to do all that. That's what people need. Yeah, there's trauma. and there's blood needed for that. So I think if one eats healthy and is healthy and your blood's refurbished, we have to have some of that in our lives, just because of trauma, some of the and surgeries. But I think there's so much of that can be eliminated with what we do. I would hate to say what percentage, but except for trauma, probably 80 or 90% of all surgeries could be avoided. Now, I know it doesn't put money in surgeons' pockets, but certainly it keeps money in individuals' pockets, and it keeps their health around, because some surgeries don't go too well. Bound for Idaho. Love it, dear one. Hey, you didn't stop by and pick me up yet. I'm still here. If I don't get to this lymph video, I'm not going to be able to get to that. Yeah, some of these, I've got 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, okay. So, I am down to this, which is quite a bit, but still, we'll get to that. But I want to sign off for now and do that lymphatic video. I feel that it's real important that we have that. And so I'll be back. Get a little refurbished out there. I'll be back. Thank you so much. I'm humbled that you all are staying tuned with us and hanging in there and doing the do, and can't say enough good things about you. I look really forward to seeing a lot of you in class. I got a big hug for every one of you guys. Bye-bye.